Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, last week the House and Senate oversaw the certification of the 2024 election. It was a quick, smooth process. There were no riots, no violence. We completed the peaceful transfer of power as the Founding Fathers envisioned it. Now compare last week's election certification with what we witnessed 4 years ago. Thousands attacked the Capitol. They shattered windows, smashed down doors, assaulted police officers. It was a violent mob, and people died as a result, all in an attempt to stop the certification of a legitimate election. The insurrectionists and rioters threatened Vice President Pence and referred to him as, quote, dead man walking, if he didn't illegally reject the election results. Directly following January 6th, leaders on both sides of the aisle spoke out against the anti-democratic acts of the day. Former Speaker Kevin McCarthy said, "The violence, destruction, and chaos we saw earlier was unacceptable, undemocratic, and un-American. It was the saddest day I've ever had serving as a member of this institution." Former Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell was even more clear in his condemnation and assignment of blame. He said, and I quote, "There's no question, none, that President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of the day. It was a violent insurrection for the purpose of trying to prevent the peaceful transfer of power." Now, 4 years later, there is a concerted effort to rewrite history. Our incoming president has called January 6th, quote, a day of love, and others have claimed it was a legitimate form of protest. Well, I was here. I saw the violence with my own eyes, and the scenes we witnessed will haunt this institution forever. We need a clear accounting of what happened and a clear accountability to ensure this never happens again. Unfortunately, this incoming president, it appears we will get neither. The president-elect has said he wants to pardon the rioters. These are folks who have been convicted in a court of law. And in a dark twist on accountability, the president-elect is threatening retribution against Democrats and Republicans who served on the committee that investigated January 6th. They should go to jail, he said, of members of Congress sought to uncover the truth about January 6th. So let's recap. The people who broke into the Capitol, injured 147 officers, threatened to kill the vice president, should be pardoned. And the elected officials who performed their constitutional duty to investigate the largest mass assault of law enforcement officers and the greatest assault on our democracy should be jailed. This is a perversion of the truth and justice. For those of us who were here on Capitol Hill that day, who saw the violence, smelled the pepper spray, heard the screams, we have an opportunity to remember that day for what it was, a dark stain on our nation's history. And we have an opportunity to commemorate those in uniform who bravely stood up to the rioters. They didn't just protect me, they protected our republic. In 2022, Congress commissioned a memorial to be installed on the front of the Capitol, listing the names of those who defended the Capitol on that fateful day. 3 years later, it is yet to be mounted. We should expect more. If we can't be honest about what happened on that day, if we can't, at a minimum, come together to put up a plaque commemorating those who protected us and some who gave their last full measure of devotion, then perhaps we should install a plaque like the one from Dante's Inferno. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. Thank you, and I yield back.
The chair.